the Local Gods. My name is Marco Liu.
And I'm James Han.
And today we have the very special honor of having basically my surrogate sister, Aileen Xu, Lavendaire, content creator, Trojan, right?
Oh,
right on.
Let's go.
But yeah, what affirmations do you have for us today, Aileen?
Ooh, let's do my life is abundant and full of joy.
I love it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
So
I like that one.
I think I've known Aileen, I want to say like 16, 17 years at this point. Yeah. So truly, it's like family. Mm-hmm. And besides that, I've gotten to see the gestation and the rise of her career as Lavendaire, to the point where I was sharing with her that her voice was used in different EDM sets at Coachella and EDC. And she's like, oh yeah, everyone sends me those. Yeah. Like, it's no big deal.
Like, it's what?
Yeah, like
It's just chill?
It's chill at this. Well, it is very cool. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God. But I think, you know, these
After like
things
the
do
30th
happen
time,
here
honestly,
and there.
it's so
And
chill.
another funny thing is like my affirmations became like this TikTok audio trending sound. And I was, yeah, it's just so interesting.
Oh, wow.
You have become part of the culture. And that's always something like that's fascinating to James and I when we, the whole reason why we're doing Local Gods is because we're trying to put on folks that are part of the culture without people even realizing it, you know?
Thank
right?
you.
And so to have your voice be like the voice of affirmations and meditation in this current age is like pretty fascinating. How did that happen? Like how would you clock it?
Okay. Yeah, it was totally unexpected. And I have to acknowledge, Mark has seen me from literally the beginning, freshman year of college to now. Like
Crazy.
literally the baby Aileen, and then the rebel side that came out and broke out and tried to be an artist. And then I
Back in
was doing
2020.
music, I was doing YouTube, and then I started Lavendaire.
Yeah.
And it's been 11 years now since I've done Lavendaire. It started out as a space for me to just talk about all the lessons I was learning as I was trying to create my dream life. Because I decided to not take a traditional path. I didn't want to do like a corporate job and be stuck in an office. I really wanted more to life, like freedom of time, freedom to travel, and also ability to be creative on my own terms. And so it was like an exploration, trying to figure out what am I going to do in life that gives me what I want. I knew it wasn't this route, but I didn't know what other route it would be. So that was my exploration, and Lavendaire was part of that exploration. I got into a phase where I started reading a lot of self-help books, like how to find out what your purpose is, how to become successful, all this stuff. And then, you know, at the time I was also pursuing music. I was studying how to be a good artist, like what makes a good artist. So there's all these qualities, like you have to be consistent, you just have to do the work, and it's all about like putting in the reps and practice. There's so much to it, but what I learned in that whole journey was how to apply that perspective of being a great artist to life, because life is our greatest art. So my tagline is life is an art, make it your masterpiece, because we are the artist and life is our canvas. And we can create whatever we want with our lives, but first we have to be a good artist. How many people, they imagine I want to paint this masterpiece, but like I have no art skills. Yeah. And so what they create is not going to be that great. So you have to hone yourself as an artist first. And so that's the metaphor for so much of Lavendaire content, is how do I work on myself? It's personal growth, right? It's life design. How do I envision what I want, but how do I actually make it real? And so I started out just making videos on all the topics around that. It was a lot of self-love, productivity, habits, building consistency, topics like that. And then, of course, along this journey, I got into spirituality, meditating. And this is a time where it was weird to meditate. I was like early 20s. My friends are going to raves, and then I'm like meditating,
Different
reading
type
books.
of spirituality.
Right?
Different type of spirituality. Yeah.
Right, it's true. But yeah, I think Lavendaire was my outlet, because at the time I was like, I have no one in my life that I can talk to about these things. They're kind of weird. But yeah, so I started sharing it there. it's been a decade. So all of these topics have become more and more mainstream, right? Meditation, affirmations, manifesting.
Yeah.
Even self-love was like not a term that we used when we were young. In high school, college, I didn't even know that was
a recent
not
fad.
Yeah.
Exactly. I saw it as around 2015, 2016. People started using that phrase. I mean, so that's around the time I started making videos on that as well. But yeah, just all of these topics became more and more mainstream. And then the guided meditations happened because I talk about videos like how to meditate, but then people just requested, can you make like guided meditation videos? And so I just started doing it. I think 2020 was the first one I uploaded.
Okay.
Yeah, for a while I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like that's not my lane. Like I'm gonna stay in this lane. I'm not gonna do that. But eventually I was just like, okay, fine, I'll just try it. So I made a video and people loved it. And then I just once in every few months I would just make another one. And the funny thing is when I first started posting those videos, they were like the lowest views. Like it was very niche. No one would watch it. But I call it like a crawler, like I don't know, or creeper or crawl, something like that, where it's very slow, and then a couple years later, it just like grows and grows and grows.
Wow!
So eventually, those became the most viewed videos on my channel, and that's why I feel like Lavender now is known for meditations and affirmations. But this is like a past 5 years thing.
I feel like I have to claim some credit for that because I've told you this multiple times, especially midway through your career as Lavendaire, where your enunciation and your enunciation is so good, and your voice is very like therapeutic and soothing.
You're the first one that brought that up.
Yeah, I was like,
I didn't even know that.
The way
about my
you
voice.
say magnificent, like literally whenever I come across that word,
I emphasize the T is like important.
Yeah, it's like it's very.
I don't even know why I do it.
It feels very proper, but also it's like it really calls attention to those big words. And as James likes to point out, like I love my SAT words. Like I always say, like the only good thing about the English language, which is a very sloppy language, is the fact that there's so many different ways of saying different things. Correct. And you usually pick like words that like really evoke feelings and all that. So it makes sense to me that why people are looking to you to do their guided meditation and all that. Yeah. So
Wow.
How is your art going right now?
It's
art of
going.
life.
Yeah. Oh, the art of life. No, I honestly am so grateful because I feel like this past decade, it's almost like it wasn't easy, obviously, but I got to see my dreams come true step by step. Like just, you know what I mean? One thing at a time. I was like, oh, I always wanted this and now I have it. I always wanted this and now I have it. And so it's definitely not like a black and white overnight success type of experience, but it's like a slowly, like it's coming to me. And I do feel like I'm currently living my dream life. I felt like that for the past five years-ish.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I felt like I spent like the first, I don't know, 7 or 8 years building Lavendaire. I felt like after that, I felt very solidified. And then obviously, as you're creating your dreams and going for what you want, there are unexpected things that pop up. And so what popped up later on was like my traumas and like the whole healing journey of why did I want this kind of success in the first place? Why did I want to be seen? Why did I like all these, like I started to unravel and understand myself emotionally. And then the past, so that's kind of like the second part, the second act. The first act was like, I have a dream, let me figure it out, let me hustle and build something. And then I built something. And then the second part of the dream was like, wait, I was getting burnt out. I was like, I look successful, I have what I wanted, but why am I still so stressed? Why am I still so hard on myself? And I feel this pressure and this, mentally I wasn't well, right? I was not in a good place. And so I had to take a step back and unravel that. Why is my engine working this way where I have everything that I thought I wanted? And so that's kickstarted the healing journey. And so that's like second act. And so I feel like I'm towards the end of the second act and I'm about to start a third act.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I had a question piggybacking off of this idea of a dream life.
Yes.
Because something that came to mind. What if there's somebody who wants to envision or find or, paint imagine their dream life. Okay, to that person, what do you like what are ways to like find inspiration or like imagine it if they don't have a good imagination?
Oh, it's so easy because there's inspiration everywhere. So notice what inspires you. Notice the people that you admire and why.
So start with people.
It could be anything.
A good start.
It could be anything. It could be look at the people where you admire them or you admire their life. Why? Or you can look at what you're envious or jealous of, because what makes you tick, like if you're envious or jealous of someone's life in some way, ask yourself why. It's because a part of you wants that thing for yourself, and it's possible for you to get it. It's just a negative version of inspiration, really. So you can turn the envy and jealousy into inspiration that, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me as well. So that's one angle. Another angle is also to look at what you don't want in other people's lives or what you don't want in your life right now. And then right? I see this person overworking themselves. I don't want to live like that. Oh, this person's ignoring their family. They're not spending time with their kids or blah, blah, blah. I don't want that. So you kind of have what you want and what you don't want. And then you start to build it out from there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I didn't think about the envy, jealousy angle.
Yeah.
Hate is another form of love,
it's
right?
It's true. You don't realize a part of you inside has that dream, but there's other stuff covering it. The fear, the self-doubt. And so you're feeling envious and jealous because you don't think you can have it, but you can have it, right? If
you have that negative emotion because it's not within grasp.
Yeah.
It's not within reach in your
But you want it, so you want it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? Why else would you be envious of someone's life?
That's
you
true.
want it.
That's true.
So just admit that you want it and then just get to work. Don't sit there in negativity. Just get to work.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel schadenfreude though? Or is that
What do
just
you
like
mean?
something I feel?
Wait, can you define what
I've
you
never
mean?
heard that.
Schadenfreude is a concept.
I like how we're both like, wait, what do you...
I don't know.
Come on now.
Sorry.
Anyways, so Schadenfreude is a German concept, but there's actually a Chinese equivalent. So that's what there are certain similarities that German people and Chinese people have, specifically Northern Chinese people have, and Schadenfreude is one of them. And the term in Mandarin is 幸灾乐祸, which means being happy at other people's misfortune.
Oh.
So like to me, I feel like that's like the exception where it's like you can hate someone not because you envy them, but because you truly have contempt for them.
Well, at the end of the day, that's your own issue.
Yeah,
right? It doesn't matter to that person whether you like them, support
they
them,
have
or
no
hate
idea.
them. It
They have
doesn't
no
really
idea.
matter. That's your own issue.
For sure.
So that's something. No, I can understand. Yeah, sometimes you do feel that way. But at the end of the day, if it's not helping you, like if it's a negative emotion and doing that I feel like you're holding yourself back because you're judging others. And when you judge others so hard, you tend to judge yourself just as much.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the people who are the most judgmental, it's because they judge themselves that much. They have high standards.
Expectations.
And so if you're not allowing them to enjoy their success, are you going to allow yourself to enjoy yours?
True.
Like, do you think you deserve yours?
Yeah.
Are you going to, right? Everything is a mirror. So yeah.
What does cringe tell you about yourself?
Cringe-
If you cringe at something.
Cringe at someone else or cringe at yourself?
When you see something and it makes you feel cringe.
Yeah, exactly. Cringe is a form of judgment, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
agree,
It means
yeah.
it means you have an idea of what's normal and it fits in this box. And the cringe thing is outside of the box of what's okay. But what's really
And it's
this
violating
box is
that
fake.
box.
It's an illusion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but some of these cringe
You're
concepts.
cringing right now.
Yeah,
You're cringing
because,
right now.
No, I get it because everyone has
I know.
values, right? Everyone has values of what
It's
they
true,
think
though,
is
yeah.
cool, not cool, okay or not okay. But that's why they say like to be an artist or creator, you have to be okay with being cringe because you're gonna have to do weird things that people aren't
To
comfortable
somebody,
with.
it's cringe.
Yeah, because to somebody else, even doing a podcast to somebody is cringe. They're like, ew, why would you express yourself?
Fair point. Yeah.
Like, how many, right? There are
Yeah,
people
it's
who would
true.
look at this and be like, oh, they started a podcast.
These guys don't do therapy.
That's-
They
I
just do a
know,
podcast.
man.
Like,
Damn.
No, but it's just someone's judgment. That's at the end of the day, that's it. It's just an opinion. You can do a podcast if you want to, if it makes you happy.
Yeah.
What's cringe or not cringe doesn't matter,
It's true.
right?
That's very true. I just
You're reminding me of something that I've talked to James about, which is like in American society, I feel like specifically Asian Americans, could probably use more shamelessness.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of Asians are very like
We care about
shame
our
conscious.
face,
They care about their
image.
face.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, a lot of American society could probably use more of a sense of shame.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
You're right.
maybe I shouldn't do everything
You're
so I
right.
can get views.
You're right.
You know?
There's a balance.
Yeah.
There's a balance to be had.
And one thing I appreciate about seeing your journey is that you truly practice what you preach. Like the things that you're talking about in your videos and on social media are things that you actually put into practice and you're actually trying to live out, which I think is, I wouldn't say it's necessarily rare, but it's not as common as you'd think. And I think especially as, I would say, I don't know if I would call you an early influencer, but you're definitely part of that first wave when that term was coming into reality. So I'm sure you get a lot of people, like the statistic or the aphorism is like, kids these days, they just want to be an influencer. They just want to be a content creator now. That's like the top job that
it is.
kids want to be. Like, how would you frame that for people that are younger? Because like, of course, you have the life advice that you give to your audience, but then there's more specific advice about like, oh, if I want to be a Lavendaire, if I want to do what Aileen's doing in my own way, how would you break that down?
Oh, okay. Well, starting with your note on authenticity, I think being a creator and influencer, that's like the number one thing, to be authentic. I know there are some people who can get really far not being authentic and just doing things for like the excitement or to get you, I don't know. I don't think it lasts very long if you're not authentic. But yeah, you have to obviously go into this career for the right reasons, right? You can't go into it for the fame or the money or whatever, the free stuff that you get. All of those things are nice bonuses, but you're doing this because ultimately at the end of the day, you enjoy creating and you enjoy expressing yourself. And what I love about what I do is whenever I learn something, I teach it, right? Through my channel. It's what Lavendaire does. But as you teach it, you ingrain it even deeper into your head. So it's kind of like creating videos and sharing what I learn on Lavendaire is part of my own personal growth journey. Like I'm growing as I'm doing this. And I do obviously I try my best to live what I preach because I'm doing this for real. Like I actually want to create my dream life. I'm not doing this just because it's like a front. Like why would it be? Yeah.
Especially for people that have watched your recent videos where they're like, wow, this girl's house is like a museum. Like a East Asian
Dude, my house is my biggest art project. It's
there
my
you go.
biggest expression.
And I mention that because you've recently gone on like a whole Asia tour.
Yeah.
And for me, I try to go to Taiwan every year, but I haven't been to China or Korea in a long while. Probably, I think, I want to say like over 15 years at this point. So I'm curious, like take us on the, not the highlights, but like what were your big takeaways when you were in Korea? Because like James has been in Korea recently.
Yeah.
And in China, again, like it's been a while since either of us have been to China. Like what have you been noticing?
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like just Asia has come so far in terms of culture and modernization of the cities and everything. I mean, Korean culture is huge, right? I love K-dramas and K-pop as well, and K-beauty. And so going to Korea and being there, it's like I'm stepping into like the world of K-drama. And so it's really fun for me. As a girl, it's like a dream place because everything beauty is so accessible and so much more advanced there than it is here or anywhere else in the world.
It's crafted for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
As an Asian girl, right?
not just Asian girl, but I think for
put it?
girls all over the world love K-beauty. They go there for the skin treatments, the everything, skincare. Like Korean sunscreens are top tier. They're the number one. Like we don't want to use anything but
they are?
Korean sunscreens.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
It's a whole world that you guys
just used to
probably
it.
are not
So
in.
I didn't know it was like compared to other
Top tier
products, it would be
of the
top
world.
tier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I just thought it was popular because
No, like the ingredients, the formulation is so good. Koreans, they have a lot of scientists that do R&D to make the best products, to make the best makeup and the best skincare and they put the most money because they're such a beauty centric society. They put the most effort into that and they do such a great job.
Do you like the typical I don't know if complaint is the right word, but the typical comment for people that go to Korea and they're especially not Korean is like there seems to be objective standard within Korean society of like what is considered beautiful or not beautiful. Did you feel that?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that is true.
Yeah. I think they can't help it, but you also can't blame them for that. That's their box, right? The way they see the world. But there are certain looks that they think are more beautiful than others.
I think
Right.
maybe that's what you're getting at, because when you were mentioning like, oh, everything is kind of catered to, or like kind of shaped around like what would make sense to you as an East Asian woman. I wonder if that would be the same for someone from Latin America or from Africa. Like, or what do you think? I feel like
How
that's a
they
little more
see
complicated
beauty,
question.
you mean?
Yeah, like that specific interaction, because it feels like, I do see from a like skincare perspective, Korea being at the top. Like I feel like that's like anecdotal, right? But do you perceive that there is a beauty standard that, because everyone complains about the Eurocentric beauty standard, do you think that we're basically what's happening is there's a Korea-centric beauty standard?
Yeah, absolutely. And then everyone's getting influenced to that standard as well. Women and men. Because there's like a look of Korean, like the ideal Korean man has like a soft face, broad shoulders, he's super tall. Like he's masculine, but his face is
Soft face, but
Yes.
broad shoulders?
Cha Eun-woo, look him up.
I should know. I don't.
Anyway, yeah, there's like a look that they prefer, as well as for girls, there's like beauty standard look that they prefer. And then I think there's Korean style makeup. And so they, like, for example, they like drawing the eye bags, making the eye bags pop out. You guys have no idea about this, huh? It's so funny.
This is as confusing as
it's
Rebecca
called
Benedict
egg-
episode where I'm
it's
like,
called
what?
egg
It goes
stuff.
high.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I know that.
So
Korean,
you
that's
have
why.
it too. So they like the eye bag look. And so when even non-Asian people are doing Korean style makeup, they draw that.
Oh,
And it does
interesting.
look good on a lot of people.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the whole soft face, broad shoulders. 'cause
Yeah, I have to show you a picture.
I'm thinking of like if you watch the original Ghostbusters.
And they also, what's funny, what's such a Korean thing that I've learned over the years, they like small face. That's a compliment.
Yeah,
Oh, your face
I can
is so
see that.
small.
Oh,
I can see that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. People, that is a compliment.
See?
Given.
That's something that in other cultures I'd never heard before.
I'm thinking about like the Stay Puffed, like Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters, because he has a big face and, or he has a round face and like wide shoulders. But
No.
but, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or even, a thought that I had. I feel like I saw online years ago. There was like a complaint. People were complaining that Korean skincare didn't have dark enough shades
Yeah.
for certain people. But I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, would I go to someone's country and be like, how come you don't have shades
I know.
that look like you?
Because their shades are in this range.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are
So like if you
expecting
went to a
another
dark country where like they had makeup for more darker skinned people and they don't have pale ass colors, is it fair to like complain about that? I don't know.
I think that's complicated because, like, again, this speaks to the dominance of Western, specifically American culture, right? Because we grow up in a multicultural, multi-ethnic society where we have to account for those things.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the whole concept of anti-blackness is really weird in Asia, right? Because they don't want, like,
They have no exposure.
up until recently, it's like they have no conception. Where, like, I've even talked to friends in China where it's like, okay, well, if there are more people from Africa because there are tons of people from Africa, like specifically black people that are living and working in China now. Like, what if that increases like exponentially? How will that affect Chinese culture? And I've straight up had people said, oh, well, they would just blend into Chinese society. And to me, from American perspective, I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that to be true because there's so many different reasons why.
Yeah.
But like, I think like just when you're in like Asia, specifically an epicenter like Seoul or Beijing or Shanghai, you're seeing the world from a truly different perspective. Like, so like, I guess being a non-Korean person in Korea, like, did you feel like you were welcomed or just basically a consumer? Like, basically they're serving you as a customer and they're like,
I think
all
more
right.
of a consumer. I do feel, I guess it depends where you go. Sometimes
Sure.
the people are very friendly. Sometimes they're not exactly friendly if you don't speak Korean.
Yeah.
Right? That's a thing, right?
I experience that in LA all the time. People, sometimes I get mistaken for Korean and when they realize I'm not, they're like, All right, we're gonna take back that service
Yeah.
that we're gonna give you.
Yeah, but I will tell you, in Korea, when I went to it's called Olive Young. It's like a Sephora department store of skincare and everything. It's packed, and it's all just foreigners and tourists.
Dude, they have so many.
They have so many.
on every corner.
It's like a Starbucks, every corner, and they're all so busy.
It's actually shocking. I noticed
Yeah.
it my recent trip.
yeah.
I was like, there's another Olive Young?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
there's
changed.
another one?
10 years ago,
Everywhere.
it wasn't like that. Every
Yeah.
brand had its own store, but
Yeah.
now it's like
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Okay, so they carry multiple brands.
Yeah, they carry. It's like a department store.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like Sephora.
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is
then-
beauty the main thing you took from Korea, or are there other elements of culture? Because again, it's been 15 plus years since I've been. So, like, to me, my assumption is always like Seoul life is probably like a cleaner, cheaper, and like a more variety version of what I see in Buena Park in LA.
Wait, what?
No, because if you go to
got
if
John
people know
laughing,
this,
bro.
if you go to the Source in Buena Park,
Yeah,
you feel like you're in Korea.
it is very Korean.
Yeah.
I think LA does a great job because we have so many Koreans here. Like if you drive down K-Town, it does kind of feel like Seoul, kind of.
It kind of
the,
robs
the
my-
restaurants here
Yeah.
are pretty much similar to the restaurants
Sure.
you get there.
Yeah.
That's another thing is the food that I ate there. Nothing was like mind-blowing because I was like, oh, we have this in LA.
Yeah, I
feel
think
like
you
we
have to
just as good.
intentionally
Yeah.
seek out restaurants and experiences in Korea that are uniquely Korean.
Exactly.
That's what I
Yeah.
realized. Because if you just go
The average
based
place-
on like,
Yeah.
a recommendation by people, who maybe haven't gone in a while that don't live in LA, they may not realize, oh, we got the same
have a
thing at
lot of
H Mart, bro.
great things here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to H Mart and I was like obsessed with this flavor of chip. It was like a sun chip something in Korea. It was like everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to bring back a bunch to
Yeah.
America. I went to H Mart the next week when I came back. It was there.
That's hilarious.
So I was like, oh my God, nothing's sacred anymore.
I feel the same way. I feel like 10 years ago when you went to Asia, you would buy things
Special.
and they were so
Yeah.
special. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, the snack or just anything. And then now everything is everywhere. It's accessible, especially if you live in LA. But this is we live in a very unique place.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then going on to China,
Yeah.
which is where your grandparents and your parents, or your at
So
least
my dad lives
your
in
dad.
Shanghai.
Okay, yeah.
And then his side of the family is basically in China.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So take us on that journey because I saw your.
Yeah.
I don't know if cosplay is the right word, but like
Hanfu.
Your
I did
your
two
yeah.
Hanfu photo shoots.
Hanfu, not handful. This is
right?
truly like a
Hanfu.
Hanfu.
Yeah. No.
Hanfu.
Handful, which is a different
Hanfu.
tone. That would be Korean.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then handful is more like Han Chinese
Yeah.
ethnic wear.
Hanfu.
Yeah. So, so this trip was interesting because I did like a girls' trip, beauty focus, shopping focus in
Your
Korea.
bros.
Yeah, my
Shouts to May and all of them. Yeah.
my girlies.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to meet up with my dad in Shanghai because I haven't seen him since 2019.
Oh.
Right? I visited him in 2019 and it was funny because I was like, oh, I'm going to come back every year. And then COVID happens.
Oh,
And then COVID happens and obviously you can't travel. Even once we started being able to travel, my mom was a little bit scared for, she's like, don't go to China right now. Because America-China relations kind of, you hear people getting stuck at customs or something. Anyway, so eventually I was like, you know what? This trip to Korea is the perfect time to go to Shanghai. It's 2 hours away. And so I went to Korea and then my dad he basically wasn't able to be back for like a week or something. So I had 1 week where I did a solo trip in Suzhou, which is a place 2 hours away from Shanghai by car. It's
The
like
Venice of China.
Yeah, it's called Venice of the East. It's very beautiful, lots of canals. It's very like ancient Chinese vibe.
Wow.
Think of Mulan, like that kind of that kind
Like
of
the architecture is very
Yes.
like stone.
The cartoon
stone
or the
bridges. I don't
you don't
remember
watch the live action film? Neither did I.
I
It's
don't
okay.
remember it. But
let's
if
forget
you,
the live action.
If you think of like what ancient China looks like in Confucius times, that's what Suzhou looks like.
Oh, wow.
And so
Magnificent.
it's very beautiful. I went there and that's where I did 2 Hanfu photo shoots. I just did sightseeing and I love art, history and culture. And so I got very inspired in Suzhou. So like one thing
Just being out, or did you go to like a museum?
Oh, I did. Yeah, museum,
All of
sightseeing. Suzhou has the most classical Chinese gardens in all of China. So if you can imagine what a Chinese garden looks like, usually there's water, there's pagodas, there's stones, and there's like so many gardens there. And it's because back then in the Confucian times, the like Suzhou was really wealthy. It was like the center for silk or something. And so the wealthy people, they would obviously build their own gardens to reflect and write poetry and do calligraphy.
Not to flex?
Probably that too. Yeah.
I was just
Different
curious.
type of flexing.
Yeah,
for sure,
but it was like, yeah, their flexing was my garden is more beautiful than yours.
Yeah.
I have a bit, you know? And so anyway, I did museum sightseeing and then I just like ChatGPT asked like, why are there so many gardens here? And it led me down this like educational route where I learned what I just told you, but also back then there was, you know, an imperial system, like an imperial test, like a test you would take, kind of like a SAT, right? You would have to take a test, and whoever scored the highest on this test would like work in the imperial.
The civil service exam is what's
yes, he would know. You would be a scholar, an official, a leader, right? And so
Chat on MRC.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway,
spelled my name wrong.
My favorite thing that I learned about this imperial exam is that they tested you on like poetry, music, calligraphy, and the arts. And that was because during that time, it was part of what they believed was a part of what makes a great leader, right? A great leader has to be a great artist. They have to have this artistic sensitivity. They have to have empathy, compassion, and also discipline. You gotta be disciplined to be an artist. And so you can obviously see from my brand how life is an art. I'm very creative. I love this because I'm like, wow. Because we live in a society now where we don't really value artists. If artists speak up about anything political or if they share their ideas, people are like, no, shut up, stay in your lane, right? They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like if any actors or musicians, they're like, shut up. Let the politicians talk as if they're so much smarter.
Right.
And so it was just this realization that there was an era that really respected artists, and they really, like, that's literally what they tested. Oh, you can't be a great leader if you suck at art. Like, this guy makes shitty music. I'm not going to trust him.
I do that all the time. I'm like, man, that is a very bad artist. I can't trust this person.
I don't know. Okay, maybe that's far. But
we're getting into
it's funny,
judging.
right?
My bad.
It's not fun. Anyway,
I mean,
it's just
I
like,
do that, but I'm different.
No,
I don't think I'm as nice as you are.
well, because art, when someone creates art, it's an expression of themselves. So if their art is deep and well thought out, and you can tell they worked on their craft, and they're like, I could tell this guy put 10,000 hours behind this, whatever he put out, then you know he has at least those basic skills of he's disciplined, he's consistent, he has a taste, he has vision, right? He or she. But right, isn't that so interesting? I love that.
I think it's like you bring up a really interesting point where like we've become such a results-oriented culture, especially in the West, where
we became so productivity, efficiency focused.
Like the 10,000 hours thing. Like if you really study like the great artists and just people of antiquity, it wasn't necessarily always conscious. Like they were just living their lives, and they really cared about something, and they devoted all that energy, emotion, and time into something that really breathed life into them. And that's how they became great. It's not because they were trying to hit, well, not in all cases, but like a lot of people, they were just trying to like be truly authentic to themselves, and they weren't necessarily
like
trying to go off a podium.
Excellence,
Yeah.
like the pursuit of greatness at something, whether it's like a sport or an art or whatever.
You're on your way to being a Confucian gentleman. I mean, you just need to pick up archery, because like what you're describing is like these are the 5 or 6 arts of Confucian of how to become basically a well-rounded.
So what are they?
Confucian
Give us
gentleman.
the history.
Man, I need a
Chat MRC.
I'm not like a computer, so I don't know off the top of mind, but it's like a big part of it is just knowing the classics, knowing the rights. Rights in regards to like proper behavior.
Oh, I see.
Right? So like Koreans would say nunchi. Like nunchi is like a core part of that. And then like things like archery. And being able to like, ride a horse and do it. So basically, it's this idea of balance between the arts and the literary things as well as practical things.
Yes.
Mathematics.
Art of elegance.
Yes. But if you think about the people who are leading society today, are we asking them I
don't care.
Are we looking at anything that
to be like
qualifies
comprehensive
them?
people.
Yeah. Are we do they have compassion? Do they have this? Like, I don't know. There's no way to tell or to see. Yeah.
I like something you said earlier that connects to this, where it's like, if your goal is to be famous or rich or to have influence, you don't necessarily have to do like an artistic or creative path. But those things are seen as like virtues in this day and age, right? Where it's like, if you have a ton of money, you must be smart. You must be great. But that's not necessarily true. When you look at a lot of people with the most money and the most power, it's like, would you really want your kids, or if your kid was to date or marry someone, would you really want them to be with that person? Like, maybe they might be financially secure, but what about their overall life?
Exactly.
Right?
I wouldn't mind it being my like grandpa or something. Estates. You know?
Yeah.
You can be the scholarly gentleman.
Yeah.
You know, I can end generational curses.
Yes.
You know,
For sure. For sure. So, okay, you had this like very picturesque artistic journey through Suzhou, but then you got to connect with your dad, right? And I think, I don't know about, because like you're a transplant from the East Coast, so you don't see your folks as much. I see my folks like basically every day. So it's hard for me to imagine not seeing like either of my parents for years. Like, what was that like seeing your dad after all this time?
I don't know how to explain it in words, but our relationship is very unique in our family, because my dad was with our family up until I was maybe elementary school. He was always doing business in China, going back and forth, but there was a point in our life where he just stopped coming back. And so we would visit him, but only every 1 to 3 years. And so I've only seen him in my adult life, like I could count on my fingers how many times I've seen him in my adult life. And so every time we see each other, I'm in a different stage of life. And there was a time period, obviously I had to go through a lot of trauma in my high school, college-ish, middle school to college was like really difficult with that relationship. There's a lot of like resentment, abandonment, just a lot of stuff that I had to work through. But not only that, but when I wanted to pursue creativity, I told my dad I want to be an artist. He's like, after I graduated, he's like, you're supposed to get a job. Why are you not getting a job? And I'm like, no, I don't want to get a job. I don't want to be like my peers and these people. I want to be an artist. And so that we argued and butt heads, and that also it's like, it was a very painful experience, but at the same time, it lit like a big fire under my ass to kind of like prove him wrong. Because so our energy and our dynamic has always been interesting. But if I were to look at my life so far to this point, when I was young, we were afraid of my dad. He was like the boss, right? He had the final say. Even though we didn't see him every day, he was the boss because he still supported us financially. It's almost like he's the CEO you never see. My mom's the manager, and then it's me and my brother. And so it's like this weird, anyway, that's the relationship where like he's scary. And then when I was choosing to pursue this path, we butt heads. And that's when I started to like stand up for myself and started learning to be strong. And that's kind of that's the journey of me building my confidence and self-worth, right? And then I felt like around age 29 to now, there's like a crossing point where I finally became confident and loving myself enough and feeling that, like believing in my own self-worth enough that I don't really need his approval. I don't really, whether he approves or disapproves, it doesn't really affect me. Because when I was young, that was huge, right? Everything you do is ultimately for the approval of your parents. And if they don't approve, it's hurtful anyway. So I feel, right? And so the past few years, like that's why 2019 was a big healing trip, seeing my dad that time, because that's when I noticed the shift. And another funny...
Oh, like he saw you almost as like human adult.
Almost, yeah. Almost, but we still had our things that we would butt heads about.
Yeah.
But that was when I had started my healing journey. And so I found... At that point, I already found a lot of forgiveness in my heart. I had forgiveness, and I obviously I went through my own journaling, my own therapy, whatever situations and then when I saw him, I could tell how much I've grown.
Sure.
Because I felt different. I was able to stand up for myself, even if
That's tight.
we fought over my hair color again, right? So
did he say?
I've always had blonde.
That's a deep cut, bro.
So okay, this is a funny
That's a deep
side story.
cut.
Funny side story is that I went from black to blonde, I think 2013, 2014. That was my symbolic declaration. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm not going to be in the office. My hair is pink. Don't hire me, right? Like I'm going to figure out my job. Or I'm going to figure out my own path. So that was like my symbolic, I was in this era for so long.
I've seen the colors of the rainbow.
I've had
with
all the colors of the
Aileen.
rainbow.
It's crazy.
So a few years after that, I went to 2015, saw my dad in China. The first thing he says is, like, what is this hair color?
When in 2015?
Yeah, I went in 2015.
No, but
Shanghai.
when in 2015?
When?
What?
Like May?
Yeah.
Why?
Fun fact.
Oh, yeah. It was right after Picture Taipei.
I produced a short film that Aileen starred in. And we were in Taiwan.
Yes.
We were in Taiwan in March, so I'm trying to figure out what the timeline is.
So March went to Taiwan, had the purple hair. May went to China. My dad lectured me, yelled at me, why do you have this hair? This is normal people don't have this hair. You don't look blah, blah, blah. You can't. Anyway, criticizing, whatever. And then my grandma was like, she was developing Alzheimer's, and she was in a I don't know what you call it, care facility or something. And my dad was like, I can't let your grandma see you like this. She's gonna have a heart attack and faint. Like he was being dramatic. And so
it would have been cool for her. She's like, oh wow, I didn't know Asians could have this color.
I don't think she cares. I was like, I don't think she cares, but I know he cares. So he literally drove me to a hair salon to dye it black. And I did.
That must have been traumatic, honestly.
Yeah, a part of me, I was just like wrestling. Should I go with it or should I fight back? I was like, okay, I'll just pick my battles. I want to see my grandma. I don't want to make it too, you know what I mean? I don't want to blow it up out of proportion. So I was like, okay, fine. So I went there, dyed my hair black, and then I saw my grandma. It was great. I came back. And then I like tried to bleach it and remove it again. I literally removed the hair dye right when I got back. And then when I went in 2019, so again, I had blonde hair. And then
a little darker this time?
No, blonde.
Same blonde.
Like platinum blonde.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you with that hair color, so I have.
I met you after. I met you after COVID. The maintenance was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I missed that era. You can show me later.
Yeah. But the first thing he did when we sat down for our first dinner was, Aileen, come over here. What is this hair color? He lectured me again. But that's why at that moment I knew I grew, because I could, instead of feeling small and feeling all defensive, I could be playful and confident. I'm like, look, that girl over there has pink hair. This is called fashion. I like fashion and I'm young. When you're young, you should be allowed to experiment. And you know what I mean? I was able to like be strong and fight back. And at the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I don't care. So that's why this time seeing my dad, it felt even more like we're equal.
Yeah.
And then it felt obviously it's very healing to get that, to have that shift in your relationship emotionally. So I like obviously journaled about this. And the way I frame it is, my whole life, my dad was someone that I was either afraid of or someone I felt like I had to fight with. Right? I was fighting with this force. But now after this trip, I feel like the person that I was fighting has now joined my side and is now supporting me and is on my side in this fight against life. Like there's nothing else in life that scares me as much as my dad used to, right? Like I feel like I conquered,
he was your
like,
op, as the young
like
ones
I
say.
conquered a mountain, and it's an internal thing that I went through. But I was like, wow, after this, like no one can make me feel small, like, because I went through that. And he's when you're a little kid, you feel so helpless and whatever against this person, but now it's like, wow, I've grown so much stronger. And not only that, but I think because I grew stronger, I could tell that he has respect for me because I'm able to call him out or fight whatever. And then in the end, I realized, like, ultimately we do love each other, right? Even though we don't see eye to eye sometimes, ultimately we love and care about each other. And so I know he supports me. So I know, right?
Dude,
it was very emotional.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this like on camera for the record. You need to write a children's book, because I can visually see all of this, like the way you literally laid it out, it's visual storytelling.
Oh,
like
thank you.
different colors of hair and your dad. But like real talk.
Yeah,
like,
the way you're like organizing your thoughts, I'm actually very inspired by it.
Oh, really?
I mean, I guess it's because you journal and reflect a lot.
I do.
I'm
that's
starting
a
to
big
think,
factor.
damn, maybe I need to really start journaling.
What I'm saying is the summary of pages of journaling.
Wow. I really
It's
don't
not
journal.
like the first time I thought of it, you know?
Yeah.
Write a book. Children's book, young adult book.
I am
please.
working on a book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
My
like,
debut book.
I'm not
It'll
surprised.
be a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, content creator, entrepreneur.
It's something that I've been wanting to do
everything.
for literally the 10 years since I started, but
Great.
a book is I think it's such a big project that I kept pushing it back, but I feel like now's
Yeah.
the time.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Just do it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. I love to borrow something you were saying, like as the kids would say, like I love this for you. I truly do, because like the whole idea of mirrors, like how whether you love or hate someone is a mirror of you, and what you feel inside. Like we're seeing this play out with your relationship with your dad, and truly like as James was saying earlier, like being able to stand up for yourself in front of your parents, that is true adulthood in like a emotionally healthy way. It's not necessarily getting married or having kids.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
part
not
of it
only
too.
some people stand up out of spite or anger or negativity. It's not
That's not-
that. It's not that energy that I had. It's like standing up for myself because I love myself, but I also love him. And
Yeah.
it's like more of a out of love, a respectful place. I'm not being mad at him. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not criticizing. It's like a very mature, positive way that I found.
Like the belief that you have or had for yourself and what you wanted to do was so strong, and you believed in it so much. You're like, yo, dad, you don't like, how do I explain it? Like, I'm trying to get at something. Because I noticed a lot of my friends or people I've met over the years who have a hard time displeasing their parents, or choosing a career that is,
I get
it. In opposition of their wishes. And I think what people can pull from your story is like believing in a vision or trying to imagine
love
something.
yourself and believe in yourself so much that you stand here, and if they don't see it, just it's okay. You know what I mean? Not like cracking
or even getting to a point of being okay disappointing in your parents.
Yes,
that's kind of part of your
that's what I had to
journey.
live with for a while,
Yeah,
right?
you have
I
to
knew
live
they
with that
didn't
tension.
support this. I had to live with that tension. But in the end, it does come full circle, because your parents, at the end of the day, they love you. They just want the best for you. If you can show them, I chose this for myself and I'm going to be okay. I can take care of myself, blah, blah, blah. And eventually they'll see what you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a healthy parent should rejoice in.
Yeah.
If you are satisfied, joyful, content.
Yeah.
You're standing on your own 2 feet, and you're really forging a path for yourself. And in a loving way, you don't need them anymore, right?
Yeah.
You don't need them to caretake after you. Right.
Part of it is also recognizing their issues, like their traumas
They're human
or whatever.
too.
They might never accept you, right? But it's like loving them for where they are, who they are, and just allowing it to be.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before. Like when you're in the mindset of seeking validation, either consciously or unconsciously from people, like you'll never really be free.
Yeah.
You'll always be under
Yeah.
the yoke of someone else's gaze or even your own judgment, right? But then being able to like view things as they are and move forward. Like I feel like a big piece of advice a lot of people, specifically Asian Americans, need to hear is like stop waiting for permission.
Yeah.
Like, because some people, they spend their whole lives waiting for permission.
Yeah.
They'll never get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to take action. Give yourself the own approval and permission you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even something that I've been learning in my own life, I recently did what's called a genogram. Have you heard of it?
No.
Have you heard of a
What is
genogram?
that?
Is that like the next
Like
level
DNA?
of Enneagram?
A genogram is it's basically like you're lining up your family tree, a few generations, like from you to your parents, to your grandparents, and maybe grandparents, and this kind of outlays the whole like the stories and relationships that each sibling has to the parents and to you.
Oh, it has the stories in there too.
Kind of. That's what you're trying to figure out. What are the earthquake moments? What are the things that cause trauma and broken relationships between like the father and his mother, or like siblings, or all these things. And it's been helpful for me in my journey of self-acceptance and self-love, because I'm starting to see a little clearer why my parents specifically behave the way they do, or why they have repeated certain slogans to me over the years.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like my dad, I didn't realize my dad's family history was the way it was. And because he grew up having a hard life, which I knew it was hard, but I didn't know it was to this extent when you like draw it out.
How did you figure it out? Like, did someone else tell you, or did you just draw it out? And
well, I was talking to my parents.
Oh, okay.
And it was hard for my dad it was like, I noticed it was hard for him to talk about, but my mom was like, yeah, I mean, that's why you moved out the house at 19. It was hard. Like you didn't, you wanted a different life. You wanted, to see a different reality, because his father was not the best to his mom. So as a result, I've always heard as a young child, James, a man always works hard, is never lazy, takes care of his family, and is always there for their family. You only have your family, and you can only trust in yourself. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I saw that at like Bed Bath & Beyond too. Thanks, Dad.
I love it.
I always thought it was something like that.
Yeah.
But through this exploration of my own genogram, I realized this is something my dad, like a vow he made to himself in response to his own family history. And I don't know, like when you were talking about it, I was reflecting on my own family, and as I get older and I continue to pursue my dreams and continue to build the life I want to see for myself, the more empathy I have been growing for my own family. And I don't know, I think it's just cool hearing about your story and how you're able to like build and reconcile with your father. And I think it'll be interesting even for you. Like I'm curious what you'll discover, like what are some things that maybe your dad was experienced when he was younger to lead him to choose some of these decisions, or like what are the through lines in your own family that you notice? Like for me, my mother's side, they're all like really good with like tactile crafts, work with their hands, good handwriting, really good with like artisan stuff. I had no idea. I just thought, I'm naturally gifted in this way, but I never saw this through line in my own genealogy. Like, oh, it's because it's in the blood. It's in your blood, baby. So I don't know. That's something that just came to mind. I wanted to share it.
No, I like that. It's true. As you get older, you start to see your parents more as people, and you understand why they are the way they are, right? I think when you're young, you just take everything as like fact. Oh, this is how things are.
It's how the world works.
It's how the world works.
Yeah.
But then when you take a step back as an adult, you're like, wait, that's a little off, or that's not normal. And then you understand, why are they like that? Why do they have this trauma or this value? And then it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think like understanding the story and just thinking about how it contextualizes with society and culture as a whole, like it reminds me of something that's like difficult to parse, especially in Western society. I think it's the importance of fathers, because I feel like everyone objectively recognizes that you need mom, you need mothers. Like mothers hold things together. But when fathers aren't there, or when fathers are not fulfilling their responsibilities, or they're not supportive, the havoc it wreaks on society is like insane. And so I feel like
that's good.
Sons, daughters, dads, they can all learn from this story, because it's like it's a true story of reconciliation.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
You got to put in the work. Everyone has some level of trauma or whatever with their parents. You just have to put in the work to move through it, because there is another side where it could be better. It's not right. Some people stay stuck in their ways, and they think that life has to continue that way, that they have these insecurities or these issues, but there's a way out.
So since your work and really your life is all about like creating this dream life and like living through these traumas and growing through it, do you find yourself often in like a counseling or like guru capacity for your followers and people that like they tune into Lavender because they lack someone in their life that is able to tell them these things,
Like a mother figure?
older sister figure, like how would you-
Sometimes.
yeah.
Older sister. My bad. That's not what I was trying to say.
What title do you prefer? Yeah. Or like, what have you found yourself falling into?
I always, when I'm making my content, I really imagine I'm speaking to like a younger version of myself, right? Like a younger Aileen in her 20s that's still confused and still figuring it out. So I tried, and I'm also an older sister in real life. So I think naturally I take that position as like an older sister who can help you. I don't like to say like I'm a guru because I'm not an expert. I'm not like but I do. Obviously, I share and help where I can.
Okay. I'd be remiss to mention that a big reason why at least I'm doing this podcast is because of conversations I've had with you years ago about like this whole format. Because I think in many ways, you're like an older sister to me.
Oh my God.
No, because like for real, like you were exploring elements of content creation way before a lot of other people. Like you were, I have to say, like out of all the people I knew, you were one of the first people I actually knew to do a podcast.
Oh, really?
Right? You're like, it's not like Joe Rogan or freaking Mark Maron or any of these people. It's like, so Aileen is doing a podcast. Like, what does this mean? Is this like a radio show? Like what?
I started it in 2016. That's
like a lifetime
long
ago.
time ago. Yeah. It's, a lot of podcasts now aren't even that old.
How many episodes do you have now?
Like 200 something. Maybe almost 300. I don't know.
200 something.
I don't know.
Damn, 200.
I did take a year off. I took a gap year because I was burnt out. I was like, I need to have less on my plate. But I took a gap year, but I came back because it started out as audio only. Yeah. Those were the good days of podcasting where you could be in your PJs. I recorded in my closet. Yeah. Right?
Well, some people still do that.
It's just a phone call, basically. And then when I took the gap year and I came back, and that's when I started doing video. Like I do mine remote though. So it's Zoom online.
Yeah.
But
everyone listen to the Lavender Lifestyle podcast. It is, I mean, her setup is nice for a home setup.
Yeah.
Amazing. But yeah, like I think setting that example for women and men, right? To like live their dream lives and pursue creative things. Like what is your outlook on all of this stuff? Because I feel like we're in a content driven world now.
I know.
And it's very easy to just be on your phone all the time and just consume. Like, so how do you keep yourself centered and know what you should be doing as part of your dream life, as part of just like someone that is productive?
Yeah.
Or not, maybe productive is not the right word. Just someone that doesn't want to be just on the sidelines, that you're an active participant in your life.
Yeah. That's a great question because social media and the internet is it's so easy to get distracted.
Yeah.
Even me, right? I'll spend hours scrolling and then my mind just feels like mush.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like my best self. So what I found works for me is I really need to carve out time where I'm actually meditating. Like even if it's just 10 minutes, meditating and journaling are two of my favorite things. And then the third would be like some form of movement, whether it's like walking, yoga, exercising. You have to move your body to like boost your energy, right? Because if you're sitting all day, laying down all day, you're not going to feel good. I think it's physically and energetically. So anyway, meditation helps me calm my mind and really connect with like my intuition. Because I feel like you always know the answers to everything in your life. It's always within. You just have to quiet the mind and quiet the distractions down so that you can listen to what you're truly thinking and feeling inside. So for some people, meditation only works, but for me, I need to meditate and then journal. Because journaling, when I journal, because I have such an active brain where I'm thinking so many thoughts. Sometimes I can't sleep. I have insomnia because I'm just like, so I have to journal things out. And the way I journal is just brain dumping the thoughts out. Once you're done dumping out all the thoughts on your brain, eventually there's like another voice, a truer voice that's like the real you. And then that voice always knows exactly what's best for you. Like it's like your own therapist and your own guide, your own best friend. Yeah.
Yeah, that inner voice where like you're listening to your gut. You're really
You can
understanding.
call it like the divine as well, right? It's connected to something outside of you, or you just call it intuition. It knows you best.
I think like regardless of belief system, like we've talked about before. It's like there's this like philosophical understanding of like in Chinese we call it the Tao, like the way, where it's like, and a lot of entrepreneurs are really into like this idea of flow state.
Yeah.
And a lot of this like is tied to, okay, well, when you're doing things like unconsciously and you're just like going with it, like that's usually what makes the most sense. Because if you're constantly fighting against it, like the tension, like sometimes the tension is good and produces good things, but then a lot of times you're just banging your head against the wall, proverbially, right? And when you're actually just fully embodied and you're in a situation where you're going with whatever is influencing you, like in a deeper level beyond like all the noise going around, that's usually what's truest.
Yeah. I think as creatives, we can all relate to being in that creative flow state where you're just going and it's not even you thinking about it. You're moving. And so, the way I see life is you want to try to live in that flow state as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Life shouldn't feel like you're like fighting something. You shouldn't be overthinking. You shouldn't be over worrying or stressing or anxious or anything. You should just be like trusting and just taking action. Just take action and flow with it. And if something pops up, you deal with it. That's it. Don't like overthink and over worry.
Yeah, if you're constantly like swimming upstream,
Exactly.
you'll get
feel
burnt
that
out,
way.
right?
Yeah.
So I remember when you started Lavendaire, like I think your first viral like videos and posts were connected to Marie Kondo, right? So there's that era.
Yep.
And then there's this like meditation and wellness era.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about a third act. So if you could forecast your third act, or what do you see moving forward?
Yeah, I've been working on the third act this past year. Basically, I've been creating content for a decade now, and I want to create something that's more longer lasting with like a deeper impact. Something, because content is like you're working on a video, you put it out, it's done, you got to work on the next one. It's just this endless cycle. And the older I get, the less I want to work like that, right? I just don't want to. I would rather work on something that has that lasts longer and can actually, something.
It's like evergreen.
Exactly. Something with a deeper impact. So I mentioned the book. I'm working on a book. And then I have a couple app ideas that I want to create and bring to life. Right now, I'm not sure if I should pick one or if I should just try to do both. One of them is like a digital version of my Artist of Life workbook. So I have this stationery brand where I create journals and planners for people. But we all know that everything's going digital. People don't really journal. I love journaling with my hands, but the young generation, like they don't do that. So anyway, it's like a digital version of how it helps you design your ideal life and then live aligned to that life, right? Like if you say you value family, but your actions are not supporting that, it will, you know what I mean? It brings it to awareness and it helps you track, how much time I'm actually spending on the things that matter to me. And then the other app concept is related to my guided audios, like meditations, affirmations, because people love them so much. And I feel like I could create something for people.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people love to use the term girl boss, but I feel like we are in the presence of a true girl boss. I'm not just saying that because I've known you for so long, but like truly, it's like staggering all of the things you've been able to accomplish by just being you. And I think it's beautiful to see. It is inspiring too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Respect.
Thanks.
Well,
Aileen, thank you so much for being on our podcast. We do have a gift for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look, what's that?
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, stupid.
James the magician.
Yeah.
A special limited edition local God's dad hat with
Only
the
for
Dodger
season
blue.
one? Yes.
Yeah, only for season 1.
How's it?
Oh snap! Well,
I
you probably need to tighten
must
up,
say-
but it looks good.
Yeah, it's loose, but
Yeah. No, but it looks
you.
good.
Yeah. I think I don't know how many of our guests watched our shows before, but they usually outfits work out with the hat. So
because
very
the
pleased.
blue is good.
It's a good
works.
blue.
Yeah, and
Nice
we're in a generally blue season, I think.
Okay.
I think cobalt blue has been
Both of
popular.
you are wearing blue right now. Your hats.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, we did not coordinate this.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We always like to end our show with 3 questions.
Okay.
Okay. First question is, geographically, where do you consider home?
Oh, 626. I'm from Ohio.
Okay. All right. So in 626, when people from out of town are visiting, like your friends, and they want like a good food experience that, you want to take them on, where are you going to take them? Where it's like, hey, you just got to go.
I think it's been trending lately, but people have to try Chubby Cattle. Right? It's like the place. The flagship is in Roland and it's huge.
Yeah,
it just has everything. I mean, it's a lot of food, so I don't really go often.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see you as a Chubby Cattle girl, but...
And when it opened, I went so many times.
Oh, what? You did? Wait, didn't we go?
Like, it's a place that you bring people, right?
Yes,
it's a party
absolutely.
place. Like, you want to try something cool, something different. You won't get this anywhere else. That's
Chubby
where you
Cattle.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like Wagyu, sushi, they have everything.
What's your favorite course? Because that's like, because the whole concept of Chubby Cattle, just explain real quickly, is like, it is all you can eat Wagyu, and I think they give you like 90 minutes to eat all you can eat. So it's everything.
It's not hot pot, it's barbecue.
No, it's barbecue.
It's barbecue. You can get like a sukiyaki and soups on the side. But this one, they actually have a hot pot version, but this one's the grill version.
Do you have a favorite course as part of the meal?
I actually like their sushi the best. They have sushi and hand rolls.
Oh, that's fun.
Their Wagyu nigiri is pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay. And right now, what's at the top of your music playlist? What's on rotation right now?
That's a good question. Well, literally what I just added to every year I have a different playlist, but what I just added is a bunch of Lana Del Rey songs because I haven't heard. I love Lana Del Rey, but it's been a while since I've heard her songs. I think it's because it was her birthday. On Instagram, I saw like best Lana song, so I was like, oh my god, I miss these songs. I was like, I gotta bring it. So I just added like a bunch of her songs to my playlist again.
Wow,
because she creates a vibe.
True.
She makes you feel emotion. It's like she's a world.
Yeah.
She's not even a person. She's a world, and so I got inspired from her.
Wow,
that's amazing.
For Lavender.
Yeah,
I'm trying to create a world, a feeling.
Yeah.
Respect.
Right?
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So for people that aren't already following you, how can people find you online and
Okay.
all of the different platforms? Because you are on everything.
Yeah. So find me on YouTube at Lavendaire, my Instagram, Lavendaire, podcast, The Lavendaire Lifestyle.
Brilliant. Everyone, if you've been enjoying the Local Gods podcast, please like, subscribe, and follow. Please like, subscribe, follow Lavendaire and the Lavendaire Lifestyle. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.